Hello again. My name is Ted Meyerson, and I'm a volunteer with AARP Maryland. Today I'm speaking with Clay Campbell. He's with the Better Business Bureau. Clay, please take a minute to introduce yourself and tell us what you do at the Better Business Bureau.
Sure. Thanks again, Ted. I'm Clay Campbell. I'm the Director of Marketing with Better Business Bureau of Greater Maryland. I've been here for about 10 years now. So I'm looking forward to having this conversation and talking about all the experiences that I've developed over the last 10 years and talk about scams in Maryland.
Okay, that was pretty quick. That's fine. But tell me about the scamming threat. Is it there? Is it growing? What is it? Who's being scammed?
Yeah, so as we're in 2026 now, and one of the biggest changes that we've seen is scammers are moving away from these generic, high volume robocalls, and we're seeing a much more targeted approach with scammers. They're using AI a lot to not just find information about the area that they're scamming, but also on the individuals that they're scamming. So it's incredibly powerful, the tool that these scammers are using to make things seem real. We're seeing reports from all the way down from Rockville up to Towson, where fraudsters are mentioning BGE specifically, or a legitimate, like a case number from a Maryland courthouse. So that makes it a much more believable approach. And so they're not just casting a wide net, they're creating a more personalized, professional sort of, a more of a performance that makes the victim feel like they're dealing with a local rather than a criminal overseas.
So I just heard you say local as opposed to overseas. Are scammers proliferating in the United States as well as from overseas?
It's absolutely possible for a scammer to be, located here. The scammers are located all across the world. There are, professional organizations overseas that we've seen where people are in buildings and they're part of a huge team, and we've seen that more overseas, but there are, people in the U.S. that are also taking advantage of people, unfortunately, here in Maryland.
That really sounds terrible. But BBB has a program called BBB Pause. How do you use that to protect yourself?
Yeah, so scammers really thrive on urgency, right? So they're experts at forcing urgency. They know that when panic hits, the panic part of your brain shuts down the logic part of your brain. So that's really why we advocate for a pause. It's simple. All you need to do is hang up the phone, close the laptop. You need to break that spell of a high pressure environment and take a 5 minute, grab a glass of water and breathe. A legitimate emergency will still be an emergency a minute from now, 5 minutes from now. So use that window to call a family member, or you can call BBB, call Better Business Bureau, to verify that threat is actually real.
Okay. But if I'm in the action of the moment, my grandson is in Mexico and needs $5,000 now, what should I do?
It's really important to, we've said to a lot of people that it's really important to create a plan of action before these kinds of situations occur. So if you have a way for a caregiver to talk to, it's important to create a plan where the person that you're talking to on the other end of that phone is the person that they say they are, having a safe word, having a specific phrase that dictates an emergency, or just hang up and use your phone to call the person that to call a phone number that you know is authentic to verify that that person is real.
That sounds like good advice. Okay, so if I need to hire somebody for healthcare at home or for anything else, how can I use a Better Business Bureau to be sure that it is a better business I'm contacting and not just a sophisticated AI front that's being projected onto my computer?
Yeah, a professional website, it's anybody can create a website. A professional website's not the same as a professional business. So at BBB, we try to do that heavy lifting by verifying the business is licensed. They have a good track record of dealing with their customers, that they don't have any outstanding, government action against them. And we do that through accreditation. So businesses can become members that get accredited with us, and we use a seal next to those businesses' names. We also have a rating system, so you can verify, if this business has had other interactions with customers and swindled them. We would post that information up on our website. They would have a poor rating. So you can verify business is trustworthy and operating with ethics by looking at their rating on our website, bbb.org, or if they're accredited, that they're going that extra step farther in their commitment to trust with their customers.
What percentage of businesses actually list themselves or become a member of the Better Business Bureau?
Yeah, so we have about 3,000 accredited businesses here in Maryland. So the percentage, it's an exclusive sort of collection of businesses now. The exact percentage escapes me now. I know we have about 80,000 businesses in Maryland in our service area. Our service area is from Western Maryland to the Eastern Shore, but it's about 3,000 right now. Yeah.
Okay. So if I call and somebody's not listed with the Bureau, will you research them, or you just say we have no record?
We have as much information on all the businesses in Maryland as we can find or have received from consumers or business owners directly. So we have I think the database is up to 55,000 businesses. Mike is going to kill me if I don't get that number right, because we're so proud of the number of businesses that we have on our website. It's a vast majority. If we don't have the business on our website, we can do a little bit of research and we'll reach out to the business for information to verify that the information we've found is accurate. So yeah, we can do our best. Okay,
so does that tie into the scam tracker, and how does that work?
Yeah, scam tracker. So scam tracker is a little bit separate as another separate database aside from our business directory. So we have another directory of scams that have been reported all across the country, and that information is shared with all of the partners that we have in fighting scams, so law enforcement, FTC. So we have the ability for a consumer to go to bbb.org/scam tracker to search for a phone number. If you received a strange phone call, you can look up a phone number in Scam Tracker to see if it's connected with other scams, or a business name that might not actually be a business, it might be a scammer. So you go there to verify that the person that's calling you or emailing you or has contacted you is legitimate. And also, if you've fallen victim to a scam, also please report that scam on Scam Tracker too.
Well, how does that help anybody?
It's the most important thing. I think the one takeaway from this conversation I really want people to walk away with is, if you've fallen victim to a scam, it's so important to report it. Even if it's not to BBB, report it to the FTC, report the scam to prevent others from falling victim to the scammer. When you stay silent, that scammer is able to continue taking money from other innocent people. And your one report can help a lot of our partners, BBB and our partners, connect the dots to expose a scammer and bring it to an end.
How successful have you been? Have you prosecuted scammers?
So BBB isn't an authority that can prosecute, but we have worked with the agencies that can do that. The U.S. Postal Service, the FBI, our partners in taking down those scammers use all of the information that we have at our disposal to bring these people to justice.
So do you find a lot of scams, people calling every day about scams, or is it just an occasional thing?
We get scam reports every day. Yeah, it's unfortunate. People have lost, over the course of years, the years that I've been with BBB, there has not been a day where we have received 0 scam reports, unfortunately. So, thousands of reports over the course of since we've started the year. And the types of reports that we get vary based on seasons. So we just came off of Valentine's Day. We saw a huge influx in romance-related scams. So yeah, it's every single day.
Okay, so how does someone contact the Better Business Bureau?
So the best way to reach us is online. It's info at greatermd.bbb.org. You can also give us a call at 410-347-3998. And just give us a call and we can help you. Send us an email. We can respond to you that way. You can also report a scam on Scam Tracker using the website bbb.org/scam tracker. So those are the best 3 ways to contact us.
Okay, so if I contact you, what kind of help do I really get to help secure somebody else's financial resources?
Yeah, so when you call us, we will walk you through, we'll answer the question that you have. We'll walk you through how to file a complaint or submit a review or submit a scam report. We can also just provide information. We have a huge amount of experience between the team here in Baltimore. We have a lot of resources at our disposal, so we can provide you information. Even if you don't have something to report, we can read back to you the information we have on businesses, or confirm, if the potential suspicious phone call that you got sounds, if it sounds fishy, we can tell you that may or may not be a scam.
Okay, is there any final thought you want to give to people?
Yeah, Protect Week is a call to action for the whole families. It's not just seniors. Really, it would be great for everyone to come together and create a plan of action to prevent a scam from happening in the first place. Create, a family code word. Just review some of the resources to prevent you from falling victim to identity theft or a loss of money, because it's really hard to recover. So yeah, it would be great to just come together and talk about this topic.
All right, it's been very interesting to talk to you. I've learned a lot about the Better Business Bureau and what great role they play. I would be amiss if I didn't also mention that there's a lot of information online on the AARP Fraud Watch Network. All you have to do is type that in and you'll get to a place where there's a lot of information available. And if you have any questions or a comment for me, you can reach me at tmeyerson@aarp.org. That's TMEYERSON@aarp.org. Thanks for joining us today. Stay safe, everyone. Okay.